The 2025 NFL Draft has already delivered some shocking moments. And one of the biggest surprises came with the Jacksonville Jaguars selecting Travis Hunter with the number 2 overall pick. But what if I told you that this pick could drastically change the future of Shedeur Sanders and his chances of making it in the NFL? In fact, it could put the Cleveland Browns quarterback's career at risk, and it's all tied to the trade that brought Hunter to Jacksonville. Now, before you jump to conclusions, let me break this down. The Jaguars were already in a strong position with their draft capital, but in a bold move, they traded up from the number 5 spot to the number 2 to secure the Heisman Trophy winner, Travis Hunter. This aggressive move came with a heavy price. The Jaguars gave up their first-round pick in the 2026 NFL Draft to make it happen. And guess who now holds that pick? The Cleveland Browns. This trade completely reshapes the dynamics for the Browns. With that first-round pick now in their hands, Cleveland is set up to be in a prime position next year to draft a quarterback for their future. The 2026 draft is expected to feature some elite quarterback prospects, potentially including the likes of Arch Manning from Texas or Drew Allar from Penn State, both of whom are considered generational talents. So what does this mean for Shedeur Sanders, the young quarterback trying to make his mark in the NFL? Well, it doesn't look good. Sanders, who has shown flashes of brilliance on the field, is currently listed behind Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett on the Browns' depth chart. That puts him in a tough spot. Not only is he the lowest-ranked quarterback on the roster, but with the Browns now holding 2 first-round picks, one of which could be used to draft a quarterback, Sanders' chances of making a significant impact in Cleveland seems slimmer than ever. But it's not just the competition on the roster that Sanders needs to worry about. The draft in 2026 is stacked with quarterbacks who could drastically reshape the landscape of the league. With top-tier talent potentially heading to Cleveland, Sanders is going to face an uphill battle to carve out a role for himself on this team. Time is working against him, and he has little room for error. Here's where things get interesting. While fans initially were disappointed when the Browns decided to trade their number 2 pick, many are starting to see the long-term strategy behind it. The Browns did not take Travis Hunter with their number 5 pick, a decision that left many scratching their heads. But as the dust settles and the future comes into focus, it's clear that Cleveland made a calculated move. Insider Sam Monson, who has followed the Browns closely, praised the team's decision. In his view, the trade with Jacksonville was a smart one. Not only did the Browns acquire an extra first-round pick in 2026, but they also avoided getting caught up in the excitement of selecting a flashy player like Hunter. Instead, they now have the resources to go after a top quarterback in a draft that is expected to be filled with highly rated signal callers. Fans may have been frustrated by the team's decision not to draft Travis Hunter, but over time, it's becoming clear that Cleveland's long-term plans are stronger than ever. The Browns now have the flexibility to build their roster for the future, and that starts with getting their hands on a future franchise quarterback. It may not have been the flashy move fans wanted, but in the end, it could set the team up for sustained success. For Shedeur Sanders, this all means that the clock is ticking. Not only does he have to battle against veterans like Flacco and Pickett for a spot on the roster, but he also has to keep an eye on the looming threat of the 2026 draft. If the Browns manage to land a top quarterback, Sanders' future in Cleveland could be over before it even starts. And while it's still early in his career, This is the reality he faces. Every move counts, and every opportunity is crucial. This situation could serve as a wake-up call for Shedeur Sanders and anyone following his career. The NFL is an unforgiving league, and opportunities are scarce. It's not just about talent. It's about timing, luck, and the right situation. And right now, Sanders is facing a storm of challenges that could derail his NFL aspirations. The Jaguars' bold move to draft Travis Hunter, combined with the Browns' new draft capital, could ultimately be the catalyst for Sanders' potential fall from grace. As we look ahead, all eyes will be on Shedeur Sanders. Can he overcome the odds and make an impact with the Cleveland Browns? Or will he become another forgotten prospect in the shadow of a draft that will define the future of the quarterback position? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure: his road to success just got a lot more difficult.